Do you think that you have a physical advantage?
I don't I don't think so.
A 29-year-old trans-identified skater named Ricky Trez won first prize at the border competition in New York City. It's an open competition where adults and kids can compete against each other, which is a common structure in skateboarding. Shiloh, a 13-year-old skater, won the women's competition last year but got in this year in second. She claims that she's not upset. Ricky has lived as a man for 27 years and was rejected competing in the Olympics because the testosterone levels were too high. Ricky was interviewed by the Daily Mail, so let's watch that together.
I find that funny because that's like what I'm getting beat up about the most is like, you're beating little kids and little girls. I didn't intend to do that. This was the first competition that I've been to that I actually wanted to win. It makes me really happy to see that there's kids that young that are in competitions and they're shredding and even placing in the high rank. To me, that's not any reason to like not win a competition or something. Like, I'm not gonna go there and be like, oh, I'll go easy on them because they're kids.
I get it's a competition where adults and kids compete against each other. The age thing is not the main issue. You being an adult male competing against teenage females is the main problem here. When I say that the age gap is not the main issue, you see how teen girls actually beat adult women, and it's actually very fascinating. But isn't it weird that a 13-year-old girl can beat an adult woman, but not an adult trans woman? Must be a coincidence.
The skill level's, again, really determined by your determination, your tenacity to just put yourself on top and through these obstacles. It has nothing to do with your age.
That's true, but it's not a 10-year-old's determination or tenacity that makes her lose against you. It's her lack of being a grown adult male that makes her lose.
Do you think that you have a physical advantage?
Okay, I don't think so.
The definition of delusional, characterized by holding beliefs or impressions that are contradicted by reality or rational argument. That's all I have to say to that.
I mean, I don't really understand what that means besides like someone that's stronger. You know, like you would assume that a big man is stronger than a big woman. So, but me, I'm like, look at me, I'm not like buff or anything, you know? I don't work out really, I just skateboard.
Yes, look at you. This is you a couple of years ago. You were in the military for 4 years, and you don't think that's relevant to your physique at all? Why is it that most of these trans women that we see in the media who compete against biological women, they've only been living as trans women for a few years, and they used to look like the manliest men most of their lives? Go off in the comment section down below if you have the answer. And by the way, it's not an assumption that a grown male is stronger than a teenage female. It's basic biology.
There are some people who think sports should be divided into 3 categories: biological men, biological women, and everybody else. What do you think of that?
I don't think that's the right answer. As far as like segregating everything like that, personally, I don't think that's the right way, only because, I mean, I don't know if any of my reasoning is valid, but I feel like that would be like calling us different, like a different human race or some kind of like different type of human, when we're not. We're really all the same in some way. We all have so many things in common, although we look at each other and we know that we're all very different. I just don't think that's the right one.
Trans people are different. We're men and women who are on synthetic cross-sex hormones that make our bodies different. That's why it's a great idea to gather these people to the same category. That we have a trans men's category, trans women's category, so they can freely compete against each other. It's actually quite simple when you think about it. Just a reminder, it's not a human right to be in competitive sports. I've learned over the years that there are things I can't do because I'm trans. But instead of being the victim and cry about it, I think about all the things I can do because I'm trans. I'm making a video right now, and some people are actually watching it. Yes, it sucks to be different, and being a transsexual is hard. It's a sad life, I would say. But it gives me strength in ways I can't even imagine having if I didn't suffer with gender dysphoria.
Although I heard a really good one, you want to hear it? Okay, so this I'm not saying this is the right one either, but it's like the closest thing to what I've found to like some sense of equality. Something that's like weight orientated, like something based off of body mass and weight.
So it's perfectly fine to have physical requirements as long as it has nothing to do with biological sex? Why is that? And also, wouldn't it be fatphobic, your suggestion?
It's just so difficult when we're trying to create like some kind of controlled group of some sort, because there has to be some sense of putting people in a box. You know, if you're a man, you compete there. If you're a woman, you compete there. At this point, it's like, well, she says she's a woman, but we don't believe her or something, and like, let's test her. So I took all these, you know, random tests, the testosterone test, the estrogen test, and had to, I don't know if I used, yeah, I probably got prodded like by a needle to get some samples to get that out. So it was like a little intrusive.
Yeah, haram. You find it intrusive. What about the women and girls that you beat in competition? Don't you think they find it intrusive that you feel like you have the right to compete against them? It's not about questioning if you're a woman. You're not a woman. Living life as a woman doesn't make you a biological female. And those things I just said are facts, no matter if people believe in them or not. My final thoughts are I don't think Ricky is necessarily the one we need to be mad at or blame. The problem isn't that Ricky has a desire to compete against females. The problem is Ricky is allowed to do so. I'm personally friends with some transsexuals. They, and myself included, don't want to take away other people's rights in order to exist happily in society. Most real transsexuals respect normal men and women, so we can't stand more than anyone when Ricky and other wannabe transsexuals that are in the media making us look bad. They do not represent us, period.
I'm not upset at all, like at all. And if anything, I'm really worried about how Ricky must be feeling right now. I mean, I absolutely admire her courage to be who she is, no matter what. And I can't imagine how much, like how awful that this must feel to receive all of this hate from all these people.
It makes me sad to hear Shiloh, the 13-year-old skater who lost to the trans woman's response. I mean, I think she's deeply affected by political correctness. I think her heart is in the right place, and of course I wish her all the best, and I wish she will keep skating. So yeah, I will link her full response down below if you want to watch it. Thank you all for watching. As always, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what y'all think. And remember to subscribe and like this video. And I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search The Offensive Tranny and you will definitely find me. See you in my next video. Peace out.